Today we will be starting with organizing. This is one of the functions of management. Now, what is the meaning of organizing? Organizing is the process of identifying and grouping various activities, bringing together physical, financial, and other resources, and establishing authority relationships among job positions. The organizing function results in creation of organization structure, which serves as the framework within which the organization works or the enterprise works. The aim of organizing is to enable people to work together for a given goal. That means it is concerned with building up a framework or structure of tasks and authority relationships. So that is the meaning of organizing. Now, if you look at the importance of organizing, first importance is that it leads to specialization. In the process of organizing, the work is divided into parts and subparts and convenient jobs. Similar jobs are grouped together into different departments or divisions. Thus, organizing promotes specialization. The same person is doing the work again and again, so it leads to specialization, and which in turn leads to efficiency and speedy performance of the work. Then, optimum utilization of human resources. All jobs are clearly defined and differentiated. This helps selection of employees and fitting the right person to the right job. Now, such matching of jobs and people enables better utilization of human talent and provides job satisfaction even to the employees. So it avoids duplication of work and overlapping of responsibilities. This is because specific jobs are assigned to individuals or groups. Therefore, the role, tasks, and authority and responsibility of every job is clearly spelled out. So this leads to optimum utilization of the human resources, which is one of the most important resources of any organization. Third is it leads to coordination and cooperation. The organization structure serves as a mechanism for uniting and harmonizing the efforts of the individuals and the various groups which are working together. Higher level managers bring about cooperation and coordination by exercising authority over interrelated activities of the lower level managers. A clear-cut definition of authority and responsibility of each manager enables to avoid confusion and conflict among the respective groups. So this leads to coordination and cooperation among the various groups as well as the departments. Next is security and support. Actually, a sound organization structure is a source of security, support, as well as satisfaction to the managers and workers performing their assigned jobs. It provides a definite status and position to each one of them. Next is growth and diversification. Organization provides the framework within which an enterprise can expand as well as grow. Through organization, management can multiply its strength. Sound organization helps in keeping various activities under control. It increases the capacity of the enterprise to undertake more activities without dislocation. It is through a sound organization structure that many small firms have grown and become big organizations. Next is adaptation to change. A properly designed organization structure is flexible and it can be changed. So, depending on the changing environment, depending on the changing circumstances, a proper organization structure can adapt itself to the change. Next is training and development of personnel. Sound organization encourages initiative and creative thinking from the part of the personnel. So, it facilitates development of talent or lower levels through adequate delegation of authority. It also recognizes merit for distribution of rewards as well as promotions. Aid to management, that means help to management. Organization focuses managerial attention on the achievement of the goals of the organization. It provides a mechanism for directing all the work activities and human efforts towards the organizational goals. It also enables the management to predict work activities of different individuals or groups so that action may be taken in time to correct any deficiency. Actually, a sound organization structure is the first requisite of effective management. Without a sound organization structure, no management can be effective. And therefore, it is a great help to the management when the organization structure is sound. Now, let us come to the steps in the organizing process. How do we do the process of organizing? First of all, determination of activities. It is necessary to determine those activities which are essential to accomplish the goals of the organization. The process of organizing involves identification as well as division of work. The whole work is divided into smaller activities so that there is no duplication and there is no confusion. So division of work takes place, and division of work facilitates specialization in work. So first of all, we determine the activities which are required for the accomplishment of the goal of the organization. Next is grouping of activities. In the grouping of activities, the activities which are of same nature are kept together. The process of grouping the activities of similar nature is also known as departmentalization. That means we create departments. Departmentalization facilitates specialization and coordination in the organizing process. Activities can be grouped according to the functions, on the basis of functions that they perform, or on the type of products, what type of products are there, or on the basis of geography. For example, eastern zone, western zone, southern zone, and so on. Or it can be according to the functions, the type of activities that is being done, the work that is being done. Next is assigning duties. After we do the work of departmentalization, we assign duties. That is, we are assigning the work to the employees according to their task and their skills and competence. In order to ensure effective performance, it is essential that parity is created between the nature of the work and the ability of the employee who is responsible to complete that job. That means a person is given a job according to his abilities. Next is delegation of authority. What do you mean by delegation of authority? It means when duties and tasks are entrusted to the subordinates by the superior authority, that is delegation of authority. So delegation of authority should be granted to perform those activities and tasks which can be done by the subordinates. While delegating authority, the manager should work on establishing authority responsibility relationships in an organization structure. That means the allocation of authority and responsibility among the employees of the enterprise should be done in such a way that each person should know who is responsible to whom and for what. That is very, very important. Otherwise it leads to confusion, duplication of work and chaos. The degree of authority reduces as the hierarchy flows towards the lower level. Actually, authority flows from the top level to the bottom level in the level of hierarchy. Further, establishing, supporting or reporting relationships facilitates coordination at all levels of management. Next is coordinating the activities. Now, once we have determined the activities, we have grouped the activities according to their nature or according to geography or according to the functions, products. Then we have assigned duties, that means a particular person is assigned a particular work. Then we delegate authority, that means we are delegating power and responsibility to the lower level so that they are able to do the work. And the last step will be to coordinate the activities, which is very, very important, because without proper coordination, the group goals cannot be accomplished. In order to create a balance and structure in the organization, the activities of the members need to be well coordinated. Coordination in the organization is essential for achieving the goal of the organization and for better performance of the employees, as well as for the timely achievement of the organizational goals. So, it is very, very important that we coordinate the activities of the all the workers. The activities and efforts of different individuals should be properly synchronized. Interrelationships between different positions should be clearly defined so that everybody knows from whom he is to take orders and to whom he can issue orders. So that is very, very important. And coordination in the working of different departments and individuals is necessary even for teamwork as well as efficient performance. So these are the steps which we follow in the organizing process. In the next video, we will look at the types of organizations. Like we have formal organization, then we have informal organization. In formal organization, we have a well-defined structure of authority and responsibility. In an informal organization, we do not have such a structure, created structure, but it gets created automatically. So we will look at their advantages of formal organization, as well as their disadvantages, as well as the advantages and disadvantages of informal organization.